Wonderful. I think we're waiting for a couple more, but we know what time it is. Awesome.
I don't know these.
Great. Well, thank you guys for coming. We're going to go ahead and get started just to, uh, you know, keep on with everybody's time. We don't want to waste that. I think Nicole Zillman will be joining us too for any questions that you may have regards to ABC. But first, I want to welcome, here comes Jen, Miss Sheila. She is CEO, correct, of Travel Industry Solutions.
Nice.
So we have a special treat today for sure. If you can too, she's going to talk for a little bit and then she's going to demo the platform. If you want to hold your questions just to the demo part, and then post them in the chat and I'll break in as we kind of go. So she can go ahead and answer all the questions that you guys may have.
Great. Well, thank you so much. I
No
really
problem.
appreciate being here. We are recording this call, and so they'll be putting it in your training library. And forgive me, Veronica, I don't know what your discount is for your members, but I know you guys have a supplier portal that has all of the information about TIS and how to sign up and what coupon code that you can use to have your savings through the partnership with you guys. So I'm really excited to be here today. As Veronica mentioned, I'm Sheila Folk. I'm the CEO and founder of Travel Industry Solutions, and I am also a travel advisor, just like you. So I'm going to go ahead and dive in. As Veronica mentioned, I just wanted to talk to you first about a few things as it pertains to the protection of your travel business. So when considering the protection of your business, you really have two options. You have the traditional path involving a contract attorney, and to truly ensure comprehensive protection, you're going to need to hire multiple specialized attorneys for different legal facets, whether it's labor law, privacy law, travel law. You're going to need to keep them on retainer to stay abreast of the evolving legal landscape. I can tell you we're monitoring a lot of bills currently, and it is very time consuming. You'll also need to allocate resources for hourly consultations for emerging questions and so on with your various attorneys. We've learned that few agents, I should say, are aware that just having these contracts really isn't enough. The biggest challenge lies in understanding that contracts are not one and done, understanding the integration of these documents into your daily workflows, employing experts to effectively incorporate them into your digital platforms. Also, how to utilize technology for your contract execution, ensuring a secure environment for payment collection. You know, this industry is a lot like the wild, wild west. And we learned that, oh gosh, advisors are collecting payment information in very insecure ways, and then also maintaining that robust document management system. What we've also learned, and I've learned personally in my travel business, is to be efficient and profitable, you really need client communication tools, not just to help you create efficiency inside of your business, but they should also protect you and they should help you to make more money. The number one question that I get from travel agents is, how did you build your business to 8 million in revenue in 2 years with just 2 people? And I will tell you that crazy efficiency really lent itself to allowing me to focus on my money-making activities. In addition, you're going to need booking and cancellation checklists. I'm in my 50s, so I'm still kind of a pen and paper person, but my assistant, she likes to do everything digitally. We do upload to our client records, but I will tell you that I have made so many mistakes and so many of those oops because I have forgotten something in the booking process. And I've had to go back to my customer or go back to my supplier. And it really reflects poorly, not only on my professionalism, but it creates more inefficiency. And so time is money. Remember that time is money. So if you want to achieve the level of freedom or whatever you define that to be, profits, efficiency, please keep in mind client communication tools, booking and cancellation checklists, the right type of intake forms used at the right time. I can talk to you a little bit about how I utilize intake forms in my business, continuous education, workflows, and marketing strategies that really function and work seamlessly together. So once you figure out how to source all of these tools, you're going to need to set aside a pretty hefty budget each year for all of these components. And I can tell you that the annual cost to ensure you're both protected and profitable is substantial. And quite frankly, it's downright unmanageable for most people. Keeping up with all the demands in time and budget is really challenging. And that's why I created Travel Industry Solutions. So with TIS, you're going to get the latest legal agreements, always up to date. They're going to be tailored per user. You're going to get a streamlined process for executing agreements, collecting payment with e-sign, credit card vault, a whole host of client communication tools, forms, checklists, education, support, and everything has been crafted by industry veterans who understand the nuances of your business. I've spent years perfecting a lot of the soft skill tools inside of the TIS platform, and I still use them today. So after you register with TIS, and I'm going to show you this in a minute, you're going to be guided to fill out an agency profile. Based on your inputs, the system will intelligently generate specific agreements based on your membership level. And then within the platform, you're going to have access to master templates. Some are primed for immediate use, while others will guide you step by step. You'll be able to download the agreements for integration within your CRM. We are working on touchless integration with various CRMs. Our tech teams have been in back-to-back meetings, finally with the other tech players and their engineers to facilitate this one-touch integration with your CRM if you don't want to use our platform. You'll also be able to view and you can execute and manage everything inside of TIS if you want. We have the most robust audit trail inside of the industry. You'll be able to save master templates. You'll be able to upload external contracts that you have as well, using it a lot like a DocuSign. Maybe you have a specialized agreement that you had created by another attorney. And then there are additional tools for gold and platinum members. If there are any agency owners on the call that have sub-agents, there are team memberships that's under the platinum, and you can add team members as you exceed the number of user seats. So we've got all sorts of search functionality. In addition, the number one thing that everybody loves about the platform is we have HTML embeddable policies. So when you embed these policies into your website and we make updates to the agreements, or let's say you change your cancellation fee or change something in your agency profile, They automatically update to your website while you sleep without any manual intervention. So TIS is really aiming to be your all-in-one hub for legal and operational resources. Now, let me get logged into the platform. I was logged in, but it logged me out. And let's just dive into the mechanics of the platform so you guys can understand how it works and the breadth of the solutions inside of the TIS member portal. I do want to point out that a couple of things. We do offer some bespoke agreement services. We do have members with really unique business setup or relationships. For example, we do have a client who works with event planners, and all of these event and primarily wedding planners were booking all of these weddings, and they weren't making commission on the hotel. And so he now has, I don't know, close to 1,000 of these planners who are leveraging his credentials, and they do a commission share based on the level of support that he offers to these planners' customers. And we did a bespoke agreement for his agency. We have another customer who does the craziest bookings. I wouldn't want to touch it, but she only books travel for people with life-threatening food allergies. And I'm talking serious, like one little crumb and they're in the hospital. She does like kitchen vetting for months on end, maps out all of the medical facilities, vets the drivers, the homes and apartments and hotels they're staying in. It's really, really crazy. Her risk exposure is so high. Plus, we do offer support. We do have a support bot, a chat, where we have 3 people that monitor the chat throughout the day. So if you do have questions about maybe a particular workflow, or are you communicating the right information to your customer so it won't put you in jeopardy or expose you to risk and liabilities, we're here to answer those questions for you. All right, so let me go ahead and dive into the platform here so you guys have a good look. Now, I'm going to move you over to the right. If you're like me, you have 3 monitors, right? Because you have this system open and that one. So if I look over here, it's because I'm trying to see if there's like head nods. And I'll also open the chat so I can try to answer those questions as they start coming in. All right, so as I mentioned, you're going to sign up for the plan that suits your needs. Once you sign up, you're going to come into our dashboard. This is what it looks like. You'll see your contracts pending, completed, the revenue collected, and this is just card authorizations, payment authorizations through our vault, how many customers you have loaded, notifications come in here. We add some latest news and information and all of your pending contracts that are outstanding. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to set up your agency profile. It literally takes a few minutes. The most important thing that you'll need to have available is your credentials. What are your seller of travel credentials? So forgive me, Veronica, I don't know how you guys are set up, if everybody is independent and they have their own credentials, or if you guys are a host network.
So ABC is considered a host agency,
Okay.
and then all the members are independent agents.
Okay. So in your case,
they'll be hosted agents, right?
Okay. So in your case, you're going to choose hosted agent. And that reminds me, we need to add you guys to the drop down here. In the meantime, you can choose other, and it will populate your agency's legal name. You're going to add the seller of travel credentials that are provided to you. Click next. Oh, I think I have to enter something here. Do you charge a cancellation fee? Yes or no? Do you have a unique cancellation policy? Maybe initial deposit is non-refundable. Maybe you have only the motor coach is non-refundable. You have a place to put in a unique agency cancellation policy. And then where are you going to place your terms and conditions? I want to encourage all of you to place your terms and conditions on your own website using the HTML embeddable policies. So you're going to indicate what the URL is for specifically for the client terms and conditions. So save and close, and voila, your master templates are ready to go. Most of your core documents are ready to go. Some require user inputs, and I'm going to walk you through that in a second. But let me just show you a few actions. You have the ability to save as a personalized template, view the document, download it if you want to copy and paste it over to your CRM, or you can execute it within the platform. We have all plans come with cancellation terms, a couple of different planning fee agreements. We do give you some examples. You can copy our examples or you can plug in your own, but we've given you the key provisions that you need to have inside of your planning fee agreement. And I'll give you an example here. I'll just view this document. The key provision is at the top, and then you're going to plug in your planning fee schedule. If you want to trade your firstborn or a baby giraffe for planning fees, that's fine. You're then covered because you have the key language, and it does link to your full terms and conditions. So when you do, if you decide to use the TIS platform to authorize payment and then take that card and use whatever processor, maybe your host agency requires you to process payments through their platform. And of course, by the way, let's talk about fees. You need to look at your contract with your host agency because there are very specific rules about collecting fees in the key seller of travel states. So please refer to your documentation as to the rules around collecting planning fees. If you are allowed to collect fees through your own merchant account, you can copy the language if you want to use this language and then point them to your terms and conditions to have them authorized payment. You do have the full terms and conditions available if you want to execute the full terms inside of our platform. But again, I recommend that you place your terms on your website, and instead, you're going to execute the travel services client agreement. This is a single page document that takes that overwhelm out of getting long legal documents where they go, holy cow, am I signing a second mortgage? Am I signing away my firstborn? You can only use this document, though, if it links to your full terms and conditions. And we do have tracking, which I'm going to show you on the back end, that shows if they clicked on your link, if they downloaded a file, when they signed it, what they authorized. We have by far the most robust audit trail in this sector, and in fact, in a lot of sectors. And I'm really proud of it. Truly, I am proud of it. And it came about because that whole friends and family booking, I'm a widow. Believe it or not, I'm a widow, and my best friend from college became the guardian of my child if I die, and he is a lawyer, and he did a chargeback against my supplier right before COVID, and it was fraudulent. And so I was able to protect myself and my supplier. So please do not think if it's friends and family that they're not going to protect their family first. And I know why he did it, because he lost his job. But travel services agreement, we recommend that you use this. We actually pioneered this in the industry. I love how everybody is following suit in the industry. That's another, kind of a feather that says we're doing the right thing. And I also understand because I'm a travel agent and I know what it feels like to send long documents to your customers. Let's talk a little bit about the travel insurance acceptance waiver. I want to explain the importance of having this document. Please do not look at travel insurance as just a waiver. It is vital that your customer understands everybody's role in recommending and choosing travel insurance. Here are a couple of reasons why. It is impossible for us to know the laws from state to state, which state requires the travel insurance company to refund your client if they cancel the trip and ask for a refund. Which travel insurance company will only refund or issue vouchers if you're not in penalty. I personally had a situation, and thankfully they're really great clients of mine, but they book a named suite on the Regent cruise every single year. Their home build was behind schedule, so they decided to cancel their cruise while in penalty. They were willing to accept the $23,000 loss. They chose not my first recommendation for travel insurance. They chose my second recommendation because it was cheaper. They live in Texas. They were in penalty. This insurance company refused to refund them or issue a voucher because they were in penalty. And in Texas, they don't require a refund. So they lost another $12,000 or $13,000. I've booked hundreds of thousands of dollars in travel insurance. Even so, I don't know all of the rules across all suppliers. It could have turned out horribly for me. Don't put yourself in a situation, even if it's a $3,000 booking, where the person is coming back to you, your customer is coming back to you and putting blame on you, putting blame on lack of coverage in a specific area. This is equally as important as your terms and conditions. So we've provided you with two options. One is for agents like me, where I send the quote, I collect their card, and I pay the travel insurance company. The second option is for agents who send links and say, you go make the purchase. You choose the plan. Here are the links. You make the purchase on your own. So you have two different options. And I know some agencies operate both ways. It kind of just depends on the situation and the customer. But they are available to you in both formats. There's a host of other agreements. If you're looking for a virtual assistant or a marketing assistant, there's a 1099 contractor agreement. There are provisions in here that protect you against theft, intellectual property theft, stealing of clients, stealing of other types of information. These are things that we are thinking through as it pertains to your travel business. LegalZoom, Rocket Lawyer, standard contract lawyers, and even some of the other lawyers inside of our industry aren't thinking about these nuances. We're thinking through these things for you. I bridge the gap between what we need from a practical standpoint, and then our legal team comes together and says, this is what you need legally. And by the way, we put everything into plain English. We think it's really important for everybody to understand what they're sending and they are receiving. For those agency owners with sub-agents, we've given you an agency email policy if they are using your brand. You need to protect how they're using your email system. What are they communicating? What are the guidelines so that you're not exposed to risk? independent travel agent agreement. We've even given you example commission structure, and we've guided you through the completion process. Referral agreements for outside parties, group leader agreements. We do have 2 group agreements, by the way. The net doesn't apply to you, but we do have a group gross agreement, a group travel terms and conditions. So setting your minimum number in order to fulfill the group. It is sold separately. We are working on building out functionality to sell it directly through our website, but we do let our members know that it is available. We can invoice you and we can send it to you, and you can upload it to the TIS system so that you can execute it with your travelers who are booking into your group. And then, of course, we do have the website policies. If you do have any sort of affiliate program, maybe you even have affiliate links for travel goods you're selling, you want to make sure that you do have an advertising and affiliate disclosure on your website. Please note, you are required by law to have a privacy policy on your website. Even if you don't have a form where you're collecting inputs, if you have cookies enabled, and most sites do, you're required by law to have a privacy policy. I'm telling you, not in addition to all of the copyright trolls out there, there are people trolling for not complying with privacy laws. Please make sure at the very minimum you have a privacy policy on your website. A website terms of use is different than a client terms and conditions. Website terms of use is like the rules of the road for accessing your website. If you are find yourself in a situation where you're being sued, you want to make sure your jurisdiction is in your state, your county. And so having that set and the rules of the road for your website and having the copyright provision on there, the remedy for copyright, super, super, super important for you guys. This is the #1 violation that I see that travel agents do. And with our HTML policies, we dynamically keep them up to date. Crossing our fingers, there is a bill that has legs right now, and we hope before the election it will be passed to create a nationwide privacy policy. No more state by state, because our privacy policy, has to account. We take the worst case and apply the worst case, which is generally California, to our privacy policies, but please don't overlook that. So let's talk about a couple of the pieces of functionality. I'll open the independent contractor agreement. Earlier, I mentioned we do have some user-guided inputs. So some of the contracts are ready to go. Some of them require inputs. So we give you direction on what you need to input in specific areas inside of the contract. Once you've completed this process, you can either send it immediately, or you can save it as a personalized template. You can edit it further, because sometimes it's easier to edit it from that view and then execute it within your personalized templates. If you do just a straight execute, you're going to have to do the inputs each and every time. If you save it as a personalized template, you'll name it. You'll come in to your personalized templates. You can edit, delete, or execute. And this is what I mean by sometimes it's easier to do it from here. That is the feature for the user guided inputs. If you're going to execute a travel services agreement with your customer, just click on execute, choose your customer. You can even add them within the screen, or you can do a bulk upload via CSV file. Choose the customer, click next. Gold and platinum members will see the area for the payment authorization. The credit card vault is only available for gold and platinum members. Enter the amount that you want them to authorize, enter in the trip name, a memo. You can upload your files, supplier terms and conditions to fulfill your duty of care. You can attach an itinerary, other communication, and then it'll send to your customer. Your customer is going to receive an email, a lot like DocuSign. They'll click on the link, they'll open a screen, enter their card details, click on any links, download any documents, and sign on one single screen. It's so much easier. And if you guys have worked in some of the more archaic CRMs in the space, you know that it's a little bit of a challenge to not only figure out where to load your forms, and they're in different places, but executing is cumbersome. So each of you will receive an email with the completed contract, and you'll also be notified in your dashboard. You can then head on over to your customer, scroll down to your completed contracts, and view the contract. You will see a complete audit trail on the right-hand side of your screen. What they authorized, every action they took, their email, their IP address, date, and time. It'll show you if they clicked on links, what they downloaded. It will also embed a full audit trail inside of the document. And then you can reveal the billing details as it relates to this payment authorization. So you can reveal the full card, including the CVV. We deprecate the CVV after 60 days. And that's for security purposes for everybody involved. You will be prompted to enter in your password again to reveal the client card details. So this is how you execute, and this is how you access any documentation that you need to defend a chargeback, to help your supplier defend the chargeback. Remember that we shouldn't just be concerned about the implications or liabilities for our own independent business. We are the front line, and everything we do has a domino effect inside of our industry. We need to be good stewards and good partners, and the better partners that we can be, the better it is for our entire ecosystem. One of the reasons why E&O insurance is so high now, it's not just because they're pushing us into the tour operator status. It's because as a whole, claims are made generally between years 4 and 5. In the travel industry, they're made on average year 1. So many insurers are pulling out of the travel industry because of the risk exposure that this industry brings to their companies. And so being a good steward is super important if we want to elevate our value and our perception globally. And I know it's a challenge. The perception is they still exist. What value do they really bring? Suppliers look at us like, I'm just here to solve a couple of problems. They're not really interested in helping build our business. There's so many things that happen. And so that is a little bit of my soapbox, but I will tell you that doing these things strengthened my partnerships. And as a result, those partners also helped me to become top sellers of their products. The co-marketing dollars that I was given in the tens of thousands, sometimes $10,000 and $15,000 in one tranche. They used to pay for cocktail parties for my wealthy friends to host in their homes and supply all the booze and food, and they'd invite all their rich friends so I could tap more luxury customers. It's out there, it's available to you, and this is part of the process. Workflows and templates. I would really love to have a working session with some of your members to talk about really specific needs for your businesses as it relates to your niche, because we would love to continue to develop more resources if we have some gaps. I know, Veronica, you're using our platform right now, I believe.
I am, yeah.
Okay, and
It's been really helpful, that's for sure.
great. I really, really love to hear that. There are tons of email communications. We've made it very easy for you to select a type or a grouping and download in one tranche and set it up accordingly. I have a feeling about communications. First of all, there's a few things they should do for you. So even if you decide to go use ChatGPT or write them on your own, maybe you're a stellar writer. I mentioned earlier, they should make you money. They should help you to be efficient, and they should protect you. Don't overlook how your communication should protect you. An example is always triggering the travel insurance reminder. Always triggering it again in your payment reminders, setting up specific payment reminders. What are your clients' responsibilities with entry and exit? When are documents going to be issued? What are your latest terms and conditions? These are things that should be included in various communications. You don't need 300 of them. I promise you, you don't. And you don't need pretty email headers. Your clients don't give a crap about having a beautiful email header. What they care about is, what are you doing? What's the message that's being delivered? Why should I pay attention to it? And what action do I need to take? Not to mention those pretty email headers, generally dump them into spam. Focus on function, not form. Function is vital for your business. We do have client touch points. They're Canva templates. You can alter them, add your logo, change the colors. The way that I utilize the templates is I attach them to the appropriate email sequence. And that way, when my bon voyage or have a great trip email comes out, they have the tipping guide, any packing guides. Remember, every time you touch a booking, it costs you money. Time is money. It takes you away from your money-making activities. So find ways to create more efficiency. A great example also is, and I'm going to open this one. This is the most popular, the planning and process checklist. It's not viewing the whole thing, but it tells your prospect what to expect when working with you. We're going to do this first. You're going to pay my fee. And then we're going to have a kickoff call. And then I'm going to do the itinerary. Then you're going to give me your feedback. And then we're going to do all of these things. If you're brand new to the agency, to the travel agent world, I promise you, you have authority from your past life. Maybe you were a researcher. Maybe you were in sales. Look, maybe you were a stay-at-home mom. We have mad organizational skills. You can lean into your authority and leverage TIS to help you to understand the process and the flow and speak intelligently to your prospect and your customers. So if you are new, look at the client onboarding process checklist. Read the email communications. leverage the booking checklist and the cancellation checklist. I can't tell you how many times in the beginning of my career, I would go to make a deposit on something. And for example, a cruise. And we'd get to the part where the agent would say beds together or apart, dining time. And I'd go, oh my God, I know I should have asked this. I never asked my client. So what does that do? It costs me money because I have to reach out to my client. I feel like an idiot because I should have known that. I feel unprofessional, and then I have to wait for them to get back and call the cruise line back and let them know, and then reissue the booking confirmation. How much time did that take me to do all of those things when I could have just had a quick checklist open and said, did I cover all of this? The intake form, I'm highly opposed to putting intake forms on your website, unless it's first name, last name, email, what time do you want to meet? Very basic stuff. You are not going to qualify a client with a long intake form. I promise you, you're not going to. I can't tell you how many conversations I've had with customers where things have done a 180 turn from what they sent me via email or a message and what we talked about in our planning session. Use your client intake form to fill in. And if you do FITs, because I don't know if you guys just work in the wedding space, but if you do FITs, I fill out the client intake form and I send it to my tour operator or my DMC with a little blurb about what the customer wants out of the trip. I have bios now on a lot of my clients. I send them the bio and they go, oh my God, this is so thorough. And I get back exactly what I needed for that client. There was no back and forth. And then I upload it to my client's record. So the next time they come back to me, I go, oh, do you still like, Chardonnay? Do you still need a selection of pillows in your room? Do you still need a refrigerator? Do you still need amenities at a hotel, or can you do more boutique? I document all of that. So you think about looking at forms through a different lens, and we have some of those for you. Every month, we try to release new education. We develop it in-house. We also bring in outside experts that we pay. We're not looking for people to do free things for us to deliver you mediocre rehash content. I was at a point where I could not stand to listen to another panel and have people tell me what I should or could do. I wanted to know how to do it. And I wanted to know what they did. Did they really do it? And what was the outcome of what they implemented and what they were teaching to me? And so I've really made a commitment to this industry. You can hear the passion in my voice, guys, because I tell you, I was at the end of my rope. I made a commitment that we would do our very best to never just turn out product like that. So we release a guide. We'll have a live Q&A with the presenter. We record it, and it's available for you to watch inside of our platform at your leisure. Some of these are free offerings. Many of them apply to gold and platinum members only. We also have a monthly open house. It's available to silver, gold, and platinum. It's a safe space for you to come in and talk with like-minded advisors who are in business, not playing business. Sometimes we'll bring in a supplier. Sometimes we'll have a very focused topic. Sometimes we'll poll our members to see what they want to talk about on the particular call, but we have those once a month. We do have other resources, member benefits, ASTA, TA Toolkit, Wanderlust Campus, Social, and then some tech partners. We will be integrating with Travefy, Planet Easy. We just got off a call with Planet Easy. Vacation CRM, Trace Technologies. Travel Joy is on here just so you can request an integration. But the idea is to seamlessly drive our documents into their platform if you don't want to use ours through authentication. And of course, the account, the HTML codes, and managing your team user seats. And we also have an affiliate program, so you can earn back the money that you've spent on TIS by promoting it to your friends who you've met through ASTA, etc. So there is an opportunity for you to do that. We recommend that all of you guys through your organization leverage the best discount for yourself when you sign up for TIS, and then utilize our affiliate program to augment your subscription costs. And that's all I've got for you. And I didn't realize I have been talking a really long time. Normally I don't, and I do have a hard stop at 2 o'clock, and I really apologize. So let's try to answer any questions. And listen, feel free to unmute yourself. Show your beautiful face on the screen. I want to see you guys, and answer any questions that you might have.
Well, that was great.
Hi, yeah,
Nicole?
my name is Nicole Zellman. I'm the VP of Travel for ABC. Thank you so much for doing this for us. Everyone that I've talked to, all of our members are very, very excited. Just last week, we had one of our trainings on the liabilities of booking travel, and this was the perfect timing to have this demo. So thank you so much for being here with us today. And
Thank you, Nicole. And I will tell you that we should host another webinar on risk management, because you have more risk exposure beyond contracts and E&O insurance. And I will talk to you about what those exposures are and how you can mitigate that risk. There's risk with reputation, with your customers. There's a whole slew of risks out there that people aren't thinking about. And I think because I spent 5 years as an assistant vice president for a global risk management company, and then 20 years in the hospitality sector, working on client acquisition, products, technology, global companies, startups, before I started my travel business. So I look at things differently. It's like I didn't become a travel agent because I love to travel or I wanted free travel. I wanted a way to have flexibility and, take my daughter to dance class and chart my own course. I was tired of building other people's companies, and travel was it. It was an opportunity. My neighbor was like, "You will be really good at this. You should do this." And I was like, "Okay."
yeah, wow.
All right. Well, if we don't have any other questions,
Yeah.
this is being recorded. And I know Veronica and everybody at ABC will get everything up into your training library as soon as they possibly can. You can send us any messages on our website. There is a little support communication channel on the bottom right if you have further questions. You could also sign up for another live demo. We conduct live demos multiple times and days throughout the week. So if you get off this call and you go, I should have asked this, you can sign up. There's a link at the very top of every single page, schedule demo.
Yeah. And we can't wait I know we're waiting on the integration with TESS and TIS. So yeah, we're excited about this for sure. And the ease and user friendliness of the information is fantastic. So we definitely appreciate it.
Great. Well, you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for allowing me to take up this little bit of time. I know everybody is so, so busy. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.